gorgeous day here in Texas at one of my very favorite parks. I'd like to share with you 40 days of travel and 30 trivia facts from those days. I'm going to share with you some silly things, some fun things, I don't know, some things that you might find as interesting facts for yourself, for your future travels. So grab a pen and paper and hope you'll join me. Talk to you in a minute. Serene and Simple Life. Going to share with you today 30 fun trivia facts about my 40 days of travel. What am I talking about? Some of you may know that I left Utah on September 15th, 2019, and I traveled way up east, down the coast, and back to Texas in 40 days. I shared with you my travels as I went, different states. I think I visited 27 states, and I did probably close to, I'd want to say 7,500 miles in those 40 days. It was fun, exciting. I loved sharing with you, and if you want to catch up with any of those that you haven't seen, you can go to the playlist. So with no further ado, I do have some notes. I'll be looking down. I don't know. I want to share with you these things. It was a whirlwind of activity, just lots of miles and memories, and I don't know, being a full-time car dweller and seeing the country. All right, and this is in no particular order. Actually, in those days, I only did 14 states. I've done 27 states since I took off into the great unknown back in September of 2018. So, 14 states. Go, see, do. You ready? All right, number one. I don't think I'll do a countdown. Maybe I will. I don't know. I might lose track. I spent over $700 in gas in 40 days. Now keep in mind, I was in Serenity Sedan. There was times when I was getting 35, 38 miles to the gallon, even in a 2003 Acura TL 2003, times when I could go 400, 450 miles without filling up, 16-gallon tank. Pretty dang good. $700 in gas. Not much considering everything that I saw. My biggest splurge was a $22 lobster roll in Cape Cod, Maine. With tax, $23.45. Woohoo! I had two showers, two real-life showers in those 40 days. Yeah, real life. I don't know what that means. One at a Love's truck stop in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and I shared with you about that. The breakthrough, and the other one was at a YMCA in Michigan. I had many sink and washcloth baths along the way, but two official showers. My favorite state was Tennessee. I just felt at home there. It was beautiful. I don't know if it was just the time of year. I'm originally from the East Coast. It was beautiful fall. I really don't know because all the states were special in their own way. And I think a runner-up would probably be Michigan, maybe Arkansas. I'm not really sure. I didn't think it through really hard because I like everything for different reasons. Really, most everything in my life, I like it, just for different reasons. My best and longest walk was through the Boston Gardens and through the city. I probably did 2 to 3 miles that day. It was a fun walk, and it was also a good amount of exercise up hills. So that was my best and longest walk. A wild day for me was Acadia National Park. And many of you know that that was my destination as I left Utah, going across, growing up, going down. Acadia, yeah. It was cold. It wasn't real. The colors weren't out. But Acadia is a wow national park. You have to watch the video to know what I'm talking about. The best fall foliage was in the White Mountains as I drove through Lincoln, New Hampshire. The White Mountain drive through Lincoln, New Hampshire, and I think that was like a 30-mile drive. So that was awesome. My most fun shopping, although I like to shop gift stores anywhere, give me a gift store, I want to go in it, was probably LeClaire, Iowa. Reason being, it was a gray day, a rainy day. The shops just suited me. There was a lot of faith-filled type shops. I probably got the most of my gifts for children and grandchildren there. I picked up a couple things here and there along the way. I didn't do a lot of shopping. I keep repeating myself, but if you watch the videos, you'll know I was just more in and out and checking out the towns. But LeClaire, Iowa would be somewhere where I would want to go back. An artsy area, that was probably what attracted me also. And some of these things I had to actually look up on my still life photographs in order to figure out the what and where of things, because my memory is just not like, yeah, I remember all of this. I watch my videos to have some good memories too. The greatest exercise I got and the most beauty, the most exercise was probably the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore in Michigan. Beautiful. Took photographs, lots of photographs, big sand dunes, amazing Lake Superior. And it was great exercise because you're talking walking on sand and getting some good leg exercise. Very much enjoyed Sleeping Bear Dunes and would recommend it highly, and also to go back to. All right. The most beautiful free state park that I went to explore was Fall Creek Falls State Park. Fall Creek Falls State Park. And that was in, I want to say Tennessee? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tennessee. I know I kept saying Falls Creek Falls. Someone corrected me on that, thank you. But beautiful. Oh my gosh, for camping, for everything, go there. Write that down on your notes right now. I had a lot of fun passing through Canada. You know, I did a video on passing through the, what's it called, the customs or what have you, or where they check you in at the border. But I stopped at a store called the Big Apple Store. Too much fun. The Big Apple Store. Yeah, you would think that would be in New York. No, that was in Canada. I guess they're popular apples there, right? The most colorful city to shop and walk was Gatlinburg, Tennessee. A full of life city, and I really enjoyed it. Lots and lots of energy, lots and lots of people. Oh, food, noise. It was just a lot of fun. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The best photo ops that I experienced on this 40-day travels was the White Mountains in New Hampshire and the Sunken Gardens in Nebraska. Yeah. Again, you know, there's videos, right? Okay, let's keep moving on here. My scariest moment. I was at an old church, very old, we're talking hundreds of years. It was just like historical buildings with a graveyard in the Smoky Mountains at dusk. And I went back to Serenity, and she didn't seem to want to turn over. I noticed I had my lights on, which doesn't normally affect anything, and I had my charger in the cigarette lighter, so I don't know if that was pulling some energy also. I've done this before, and it's not been an issue. She didn't want to turn over. In retrospect, I'm thinking I just didn't turn the key hard enough. I was like, and it just didn't want to go. I'm not sure. Or if indeed those angels were there, some divine intervention, and we got Serenity going. Maybe it was a moment of, how much longer is Serenity going to last? It's very windy here. I hope you can hear me. I don't have the windsock right now. All right. One time when I absolutely know that God's angels was watching over me was came very close to being sideswiped on an interstate. I don't remember what. I'm telling you, they came within inches. And had I not been paying attention and the angels around my Serenity Sedan, we wouldn't be doing this video. It was not good. It came onto the freeway from an exit, probably 75, 80 miles an hour, and I had to move over. And had there been somebody next to me, not good, not good. I'm a visual picture. You can make your own picture on that one. The spookiest 2 hours, not the scariest, but spooky. I'm doing faith over fear, remember? Was driving in pitch black through back roads in Maine with no rest area in sight and no signal. Yeah. I was like, there's got to be a rest area somewhere. And you know, when you're going through small towns, there's not like street lights on every corner. There was no stores, nothing. It was pitch black except for my headlights. That was the spookiest 2 hours, very long 2 hours. Probably, I don't know, 5:30 to 7:30, something like that. And then the world opened up and I found the best visitor center ever. It was awesome. And that leads me to the most fantastic visitor center, rest area, was Maine, right off the interstate. I'm not good with directions, but you know I'm heading from Utah and I'm going up to, through Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine, so you probably can figure out, but they have quite a few of those beautiful rest visitor centers. The most serene beauty and overnight to wake up to was Lake Superior. Yep, video, woo! Lake Superior, it was the only car there. When I think about it now, it kind of gives me a little eerie feeling, like, really, Linda, you did that? But I followed my gut, and in the moment, it felt right to stay parked and look at beautiful Lake Superior. There was nobody around. Come to find that it's a pretty safe area, so yay for that. But I listened to my intuition there. A God wink. I've talked about those before. Meeting Diana in Cape Cod, Massachusetts from Arlington, Texas. She has a recommendation in Arkansas to buy land. I don't know. I liked meeting her, a new friend. But it was an interesting conversation because it was at dusk. There was no reason for us to have this conversation, and it came up, and so I'm still going to go visit where she's talking about and check out some land. Want to buy a cheap piece and put a she shed on it. So if you want me to be your friend and I can be your friend, and you have a little piece of land that you want to sell, or, I don't know, donate to this gypsy nomad, I would return you in all kinds of favors, but I don't want to live next door to you. But I do want a place where I can get to the post office easily, but yet I want to be a little bit secluded too, if that makes any sense at all, or if there's even that possibility. Who knows? Bunny Trail, Babbling Brook. My most interesting tour was the Vermont Teddy Bear Company in Shelburne. Fun. We're going to move on now. Fun fast food. Love's Truck Stop. A hot dog and a pork egg roll. 2 for $3. Calories, grease. Yeah, you know. It's all good. A hot dog and a pork egg roll. Living life large. Most fun spending money, of course, was gifts for my kids and the grandkids, and I also did a couple of splurges for myself too. I would be lying if I didn't tell you I didn't spend any money on myself. Or I'd be remiss. Okay. My favorite healthy food splurge was the salad I had in Boston at Green Works. Yum! The healthy, just, oh my gosh, it was like quinoa and spinach. Oh, fantastic. Yum for Green Works. Never had eaten one of those. All right, where I spent the longest amount of time in one place. 2 nights and 3 days in Traverse, Michigan. I got a car wash, an oil change. I went to Walmart, the library, shower. It was a rainy weekend, and it was just so much fun. It was just like a little vacation, staying parked in Serenity and getting a lot done. I had fun. My least favorite time was driving through hectic Chicago around 2 p.m. I'm not saying Chicago's not a good place to go to. I'm just saying try to avoid midday, probably late afternoon in Chicago. There was no place to park. I drove past a beautiful park. It looked free. I was like, oh, I want to stop. Way too jammed up. I just had to get out of there. And you know, some of these things are just your mood, just the time of day, your mood, how you're feeling, what you've been doing the day before, what you were doing, you know, right up to that point. So it's not like all in stone. This was the least favorite time, but I could think of that as one of those times where I was like, just get me out of here. The most miles I did in one day was 450. The best snack I had was a 35-cent mini ice cream sandwich at a small town gas station store. Wow, say that fast 10 times. 35-cent mini ice cream sandwich at a small town gas station store. 35 cents! You gotta love it. Just enough to get that little chocolate ice cream feel. I took over 2,000 photos, many to be used in the Say It, Display It line product. Check that out. I have a Serene and Simple Life Travels collection coming up, a Nomad collection, and a Mighty 5 National Parks in Utah collection coming up. Woo! Favorite biggest city was Boston. Just, again, time of year, beautiful, wasn't crowded, loved the park, loved the Boston Gardens, lots of energy there. Wouldn't want to live there, but it was a favorite big city. And the most interesting person I met was in Maine at a rest area, an 81-year-old man from Atlanta. He has sticks and bricks. I got the impression he had lots of money. 81, and he was traveling and living in his car part-time as he follows God's lead. I want to leave you with that, guys. Had to say guys, didn't I? If you want to do something part-time and just get that comfort, I felt really blessed to meet him. He told me I took the embarrassment away for him. He didn't want to do hotels. He just kind of wanted to get in the car, go where God wanted him. And we went to a little church together that he had visited, I guess, a year or 2 or 3 prior. I don't know. We weren't there for very long. And he was just a sweet, sweet man. And the conversation opened up with, "Oh, you're from Texas," when he saw my plates. I felt comfortable talking to him, and that was the story. So I hope you enjoyed the 30 fun trivia facts and that you got some good information. In a nutshell, those 40 days, I had so much fun, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching these videos. Those of you who watch them in full, and those of you who watch the commercials too, because that helps. Oh my gosh, like I can't really get out and say, watch those commercials, because I don't always watch them, even with some of my good friends that I should be watching them. I'm going to try to get better at that, because you guys are helping me out. Share Serene and Simple Life channel with just one person. You might be the catalyst for change in their life. All right, that's about it for today. So joy in the journey that you are on, and blessings in your day. Later.